Hey everyone, and welcome back to our Pig Trail show. And Kevin McPherson, our Hog Hoops insider, is joining me. And Kevin, you got to hang out with Moses Moody a bit today. We heard that he was in Fayetteville yesterday, so this is really neat. He's kind of making the rounds in the state. What did you get to talk to him about?
I got to talk to him about, just being back home, being part of this Upper Deck signing event. He's got a deal through Upper Deck, and he signed autographs, as you know, on Saturday in
hmm
Fayetteville,
Yeah.
Little Rock on today, and I also got to talk to him just getting a taste of the NBA. He took part in the summer league that spanned a couple of weeks. He played in 5 games, showed well. He actually averaged the same point per game that he averaged at Arkansas as a freshman, 16.8 points per game in 5 summer league games, but he really showed well shooting the ball, especially spot up, catch and shoot opportunities from three. He was drafted as a long 6'6" guard that's going to be kind of a 3-and-D guy who can add to those strengths to his game, but good to catch up with Moses Moody earlier today.
Well, let's move on and let's talk about some Arkansas basketball. Let's dive into the recruiting class of 2022. What does it look like right now, and kind of where does it stand?
It's still a top 10 class when you think of Joseph Pinion, the 6'6" wing out of Morrilton, a 4-star that committed to Arkansas back in the fall. And then in July, we saw Barry Dunning Jr., a top ESPN top 75 4-star, commit to Arkansas. And then later on in July, it was Darian Ford,
Mhm.
another in-stater, 6'4" combo guard out of Magnolia, top 50 young man that's rated in the top 50 nationally, another 4-star. So collectively, those three right now, if you look at most national recruiting services, Arkansas's team rankings in the top 10, somewhere in that top 10. But there have been a lot of 5-stars on campus. We know that a couple of them are off the board to other schools, but a couple still to keep an eye on. We talk about it. Jordan Walsh, the 6'7" versatile wing, going to play his senior season at Southern California Academy, but he's a Texas guy, a young man that took his official visit in late June to Arkansas. I think the Hogs are in great shape with him. We'll see how it plays out. I know he's got a planned visit to Georgia. He's already been to TCU and Oklahoma as well. We'll see if he takes any other visits. And then Nick Smith Jr., 6'5" combo guard from Central Arkansas, played at Sylvan Hills, will be at North Little Rock next year, still has his official visit to Arkansas for the weekend of the Arkansas-Texas football game, September 10th through the 12th. So that's just a couple of weeks away. So when you look at those two guys, I think Arkansas is kind of zeroing in on them. We might see some new names pop up on the radar, even though it's late. But you've early signing period still in November, and you still get the whole year to recruit. Although we know in the spring, Eric Musselman and staff will focus really sharply on that transfer portal.
You know, he loves that transfer portal, so I'm sure you're right on that one. But let's talk about the upcoming season because we're getting students coming back to campus now. Practice is going to start up again soon. What can you tell us about that and how things are going with the team?
Right. So the players on the team are due back this weekend. Most of them are back, if not all by now, as we tape this. And look, my understanding is they're already in the gym scrimmaging, doing some work. They can't officially start practice until next week. And I think, we saw that 8-week summer of 4 hours per week. It's limited on court instruction. They'll still be 4 hours per week for about 3 weeks, Tara, and then they're going to ramp it up. They'll be able to double that time in mid-September to 8 hours per week as they start ramping up to the season. Most of the schedule has leaked out by now. I think there's a couple of non-conference games we don't know about. But when you look about a team building momentum off an Elite Eight, a national top 10 finish, something that hadn't been done since the mid-90s, this team, as it gets back to campus, a lot of these preseason polls are going to have this team ranked in the national top 15. Got a lot of guys. When you look at that transfer portal and what Muscles brought in, and Stanley Umide and DC Tony and Chris Likes, Trey Wade, and when you look at guys like Devo Davis and Jalen Williams, we'll see how their pro careers, JD Notae, shake out later. But I think there's a lot of players on campus. They're going to make money playing pro ball somewhere, even if it's not the NBA. And some of those guys will spend time in the NBA. So Arkansas is going to have an exciting team, I think, this year in year 3 of Eric Musselman. A lot of expectations, and it gets cranked up again as everybody gets back to campus, as you mentioned.
Yeah, a lot of expectations, but also a lot of excitement surrounding this men's basketball team this season. Like you mentioned, year 3 under Eric Musselman. It's going to be a fun one. But as always, Kevin McPherson, thanks so much for your time and insight. That's going to wrap it up, though, for our Hog Hoops report. We'll be back with more on the Pig Trail right after the break.